Hello, everyone, and welcome to the year 2022. Can you believe it? We actually made it. Matt and I are still alive.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm still alive, yes! How disappointing.
Week after week of relentless drinking and staying up late talking on this podcast, we're still alive, so it looks like you're going to get another good year out of us.
Jazz, bring him in. What are we talking about today on episode 16 of the Loud and Proud podcast? Follow on Spotify, you bitches.
And every so often, we like to talk about a band, okay? And believe it or not, today we're not talking about Metallica.
Whoa, we're not?
Well, today we were just chatting about like Alter Bridge and stuff, and I've been listening to a load of Alter Bridge, and we did a podcast a little while back on Black Label. We were just like listening to loads of Black Label at the time. We both did a cover where we both like playing off of one another and stuff like that. So go check that out on Matt's channel. And so we thought, why don't we just do a whole podcast about Black Label at the time? And then recently, Alter Bridge has been the thing, and just said, rather than do something like specific, just chat about the band, their awesomeness.
So before we go on to what Alter Bridge means to us and, Jazz, bring it in. Come on. Line it up and I'll fucking swing it. Come on.
Mate, I should know better than to do this. I listen to different stuff, and one of them I listen to is No Fucking Regrets, Rob Flynn, right? I am a Machine Head fan. I'm just gonna put that out there. And I like Rob's podcast. I'll tell you why, because he's not like me. He actually sits and listens to the person he's interviewing. He doesn't just talk over them, right? He does get the best out of people from the ones that I've listened to, and he does it well. However, he had Mark Tremonti on there, right? And I mean, this is probably a good hour and 10 into the podcast, and they're talking, they're getting on. These guys don't really know each other too well, and they're getting on, and it's good, and just listening along. And he goes, "Oh, I do need to tell you something, however." And Mark's like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "I absolutely can't stand Alter Bridge." Just out of nowhere, and I was just like, "What?" I was just so awkward. It's like, okay, maybe I don't know why, because like Alter Bridge is Mark's main band. I know Tremonti is successful now, but Alter Bridge is the main band. Why would you have somebody on your podcast and outright tell them that you don't like their band?
Would you like me to answer that question, Jazz?
Well, hang on a minute. Intellectually, or just you kicking off?
Bit of both. Imagine me and Jazz coming on this podcast and be like, "Oh, Jazz, by the way, mate, I fucking hate your channel. Not a fan." Love you, guy, but, your channel was a bit fucking shit, mate.
It sucks.
So here's what I got to say. So I love Alter Bridge. I love Mark Tremonti. He's a fucking great guitar. He's like the white Will Smith. He just doesn't age, does he?
No, he does. I was thinking that when I was watching it. I was like, why doesn't that man age?
Because I don't know. But like, they're fucking good. And I get not everybody likes everything, right?
Yeah, of course.
Why would you get someone on your podcast whose band you don't like? And secondly, why would you say that to them?
Tell them.
And here's why.
Yeah.
Come on, kids. Time to learn a few things with Uncle Matt here. Here's where you learn something. As I said, not everyone likes everything. Rob Flynn. So there's like, I was a Machine Head fan. I listened to Machine Head when I was like 12. Say it for me, yes, that guy's a douche. He's got a shit beard. He's got now hear me out. He's got a shit beard. He's got a shit old man beard. It's shit, all right. He just is, I don't know, he's just not relevant like he was before. I used to love Rob Flynn. I thought, oh, this guy's fucking badass.
Yeah, same. I used to like him a lot. I mean,
now I'm just like
I said, his podcasts are like really, like, that's why I listen to it. They're really fucking good. Like I said, he has these guests on and he lets them talk. He asks questions and then doesn't do like a fucking Howard Stern and then just like meander off like and cut across and right the way through it in the middle of what they're saying. Like the podcast was really good. So I saw March Monty on there. I was like, oh, fucking awesome. You know, that's great. But it was weird because what was a really good podcast
took a very sour turn. It just
stopped it dead.
Yeah.
It just stopped it dead because I'll tell you why as well. But then when it came to the Alter Bridge thing, he was just like, yeah, I really don't like that band. And then he went on to say, I don't know, it's just Miles' voice, man. Can't get behind it, basically. You would not only say why you don't like the band, but then you'd go on to say why.
Look, let's just wrap this up in a nutshell, which, by the way, if you see my latest video, go sing that Alice in Chains song, okay?
Well done.
Rob is a cunt. He just is. Miles Kennedy's voice is... Because Rob only can do one thing. Miles Kennedy can do many fucking things. Yeah, that's all he can do. Like honestly. But I think it's such a wank move to do. Like, I get it. If you don't like Alter Bridge, okay, cool. Why would you get their guitar player on and then tell him out? Because obviously Alter Bridge means something to Mark Tremonti.
Yeah, massively.
That's like if
Alter Bridge was like a second birth.
If I had someone on this podcast, right, and they were like, oh, Matt, I love the podcast. Yeah, I love your channel. Oh, but Jazz, you know, who does the pod, yeah, not a fan of him. He's not that good. I'd be like, okay, so forward me your address and I will burn your house down. Whereas Rob, fuck you, you're a prick. Now let's move on to fucking Alter Bridge, man. Alter Bridge.
Yeah.
Shit, they've been... I've got such a story. It's such a trip down memory lane for me for Alter Bridge. There's so many songs like shit.
Yeah.
There's just so many. There's so many, and there's such a good trip for me down memory lane. So Jazz, Alter Bridge, obviously Miles Kennedy, such a fucking Miles Kennedy. Yeah. What's your Alter Bridge story? Give it to us, man.
Alter Bridge were probably one of the first bands that I got into that weren't. You know, after like the Metallica craze and then other bands coming in like Black Label, Both My Valentine, they were the first band that wasn't like metal, if that makes sense. And they were one of the first bands that took a while for me to get into, if that makes sense. Like not straight off the bat, because I was just used to listening to like you know. Exactly. And I had a friend at the time and he was like, Go listen to this song by a band called Alter Bridge. The riff in it sounds like it could be off the Black album. I was like, yeah, whatever, man. So I went back and listened to it. There's a song called Watch Your Words off of the first album.
Yeah, man.
And it's nuts. It sounded, and to be fair, because like the first riff came in and I was like an elitist naysayer, like, oh, this isn't going to be heavy enough at the time. When the first riff came in, I was like, yeah, okay. And I thought it was that, and I thought that doesn't sound like anything like off the Black album. Then the main riff came in. I was like, got it. And then over time, I just started listening to the band like you do. You just like, when you sat in your room, playing your games or whatever, you know, when you're younger.
Jacking off with the lights down.
You're just listening to stuff on... I just thought, I'll put them on. And the more and more I listened to them, the more I dug it. And I think One Day Remains, you know, the first album, that was... Because I think I was already a Creed fan. I already liked Creed, right? And then getting into Alter Bridge coming off the bat of that, it was like, I don't know. It was just one of those slow processes. But I guess... the real album that clicked with me because it was like the new one at the time was AB3.
Oh.
But that was like their dark album. Really dark. And that's when the guitar started getting tuned down, you know, and there was just some dark riffs on there, like Still Remains, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. What's the song as well? It's just got the best final say ever. But it just goes, da-na-na-na, da-na-na. Boom! It's just that long note
mate,
at the
fuck, I don't know. If you know what...
I forget the name of it. If you know the one I'm on about.
If you know what Alter Bridge song ends in da-da-da-da, boom.
I think it's called I Know It Hurts. Alter Bridge was the band that... Because I've always loved clean guitar, right? So ever since I heard Nothing Else Matters in Sanitarium, coming through forward into Bullet My Valentine, Say Goodnight, The End, and all that stuff, clean guitar has always been my thing. And lo and behold, Alter Bridge, just like, I mean, come on, those songs on AB3. I mean, Wonderful Life.
Oh,
yeah,
that just
just those really sad, jangly clean parts.
Ghost
right?
of Days Gone By.
That Ghost of Days Gone By, man.
Oh,
Yeah, those songs. And I wanted it so bad. That band like taught me a lot about open tunings. So the reason why I've got such a good grasp on open tunings now, and the reason why I use them, is thanks to that band. So I'm scraping the surface here with like meaning and stuff like that, and stories and stuff. But if it comes down to it, the main things for me was like open tunings, like teaching me about open tunings and like how to get those really sad sounding chords. It's just like, if standard tuning's not enough for you and tuning down to a drop C or whatever isn't low for you, you just want sad chords, use Mark's tunings.
Way back where, a long time ago, I think I heard them on like Kerrang when I used to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
I think I saw the video for Watch Over You.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that was really cool. That really, kind of got my dick hard. And I was like, okay. But then like I didn't really think nothing of it too much. Like, oh, it was a good song. Oh, that band are awesome. Then I think it was Mark Guest from Mark Guest Guitar. Oh,
we love you, Mark.
Oh, yes. I think he really kind of got me into them, because we had like as we became friends, we had that common interest of guitar and music, and he would tell me about Alter Bridge, and he's a big Alter Bridge fan. And that was around the time, I think, when I was at college, and I was listening to a lot of them, and there was a lot of songs that were really kind of like, it's not very common that you get a band that you listen to it and you're like, hang on a minute, how do you know how I'm feeling?
Yeah,
yeah,
straight up.
Because
like Broken Wings.
Yeah.
Because
what they're singing, you're like, right, what this guy is saying, that's how I'm feeling right now. And I think that's really what linked me onto them. And then while I was at college doing music, and I was in a band, we were quite dysfunctional because all I ever did was play Battery by Metallica when we were trying to fuck.
I bet.
Mate, honestly,
that's probably what would still happen if we jam now.
We'd all be sitting in the rehearsal room, right? We sat there singing, we're like, "Are you ready?" Yeah, oh yeah, I'm always fucking ready. We'd be rehearsing, and for example, we'd get to like, "You ready? You ready?" Yeah. But there'd be me with like my fucking Black Les Paul copy, Zakk Wylde EMGs, plugged into like the best line 6 tone that I could find on these little fucking foot pedal things. I'd be like, okay. And then the drummer would count it in, and I would just fucking come in with a battery riff, because what can I say? That's all I would do. But so I was in that band, and we decided to do, for our last college gig, we did these songs, and then someone suggested Blackbird by Alter Bridge. I had the drummer. He was a drummer, but then he played guitar. Strange boy. He played guitar. He was a big Alter Bridge fan, and he wanted to do Blackbird. And I was like, all right, game on. Let's get it. So I remember sitting at college learning it, but as I was learning it, I was listening to it over and over again. The more I was listening to it, I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And do you know what it really made me realise? I was like, this is the only band I've really thought this of. This is why these guys do this for a living.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're fucking good. Mark Guest was actually at that gig. He was at that gig.
Awesome.
Oh my God. So there was like the main stage. Then there was like a little mini stage in front. Came to my solo. I stepped down. Picture the scene, right? Lights. It's dark. It's smoky. Comes to that solo. I step down onto that front stage. It comes up to it. It comes into that solo. I'm like, bam, wow. And I just fucking absolutely nailed it. I fucking nailed it. Everyone was like, oh my God, this guy, look at him. And and I think from that point on, that's where Alter Bridge really became a big part of my life, because listening to them learning that song, I was like, shit, this is fucking awesome. But then actually playing it and really kind of playing that solo, that's why I'm a big fan of Miles Kennedy.
It's his vibrato as well. The way he kind of he takes his hand off the back of the neck.
Oh yeah.
He almost shakes the notes from his arm. Yeah, what's that about, man? And he'll bend and do that. And if you know anything about guitar playing, you keep your thumb over the neck to do a bend because that's your only form of support. If you don't do that, hand's gonna come off the neck, right? There's a freebie for you. But like Miles, but Miles, the way he kind of he just takes his thumb and he kind of puts it under, and the way he kind of he shakes his notes. And I don't know if anybody of you know, because like I have quite a wide vibrato because I came from like Gary Moore, Zakk Wylde, that school of things, right? But when you're learning vibrato, it's not always easy without it sounding like to pull off without it sounding like a fucking spring going boing. You know, you have to like it's tricky to make it sing. So how on earth he takes his thumb off and he's kind of doing it from his forearm? It's crazy. And the way he shakes his notes and stuff, yeah, he plays with such feeling. And that's what makes him a great juxtaposition to Mark. And Blackbird obviously is the manifestation of that, right? You got Miles coming in with a more soulful thing and then Mark at the other end with like the shred, you know?
So, Jazz, here's the next question. And this question goes for you guys as well, listening or watching. Oh, if you're only watching, go listen on Spotify. All right, link will be below. You get the full uncut raw podcast where there's no holes barred. You'll hear everything. Okay, here we go. Jazz, question to you and the beautiful viewers. Alter Bridge. I know you said about ranking the albums. That could go on for ages.
Yeah.
Give me your 2 favorite albums and your 2 Winston Churchill. Jazz, get it? Yeah.
Okay. It ends right there. Mate, you walked me into that. You even said, go on, here you go.
People watching on YouTube, if you don't know what we're laughing at, go listen on Spotify and you'll find out why.
Exactly.
Your 2 favourite albums from Alter Bridge.
Yeah.
And your 2 favourite songs in terms of songs that maybe like get you, you know,
I had to pop my iTunes.
They like tickle you, or but like feeling wise or guitar wise.
And on a side note, Woodsman, I've been drinking like fucking 10 bottles of this a week since forever, and it's about time, yeah? So sort your act out. Endorsement, NAS 92 and all that, yeah?
However, it's not as good as Buffalo Trace.
However, it's not as good as that, apparently.
Because on the label, you can see the buffalo's testicle.
So first one is going to be AB3. Because that's the dark
Standard
one. But my favorite, as I said earlier, is Fortress, without a doubt. Like that, I think Fortress is like the pinnacle of their capabilities. As songwriters, there's not one bad song on the album. And for me, I don't know, it just kind of it just took all the best parts of AB3 and made some really, like, even more standout fucking songs.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of the songs in AB3 kind of blend into each other.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Still Remains sounds a bit like All Hope Is Gone. Right? And,
yeah,
you know, I'm just going down the list here. Like Fallout, Coeur d'Alene, yeah, they all sort of sound similar. There's just this really dark, creepy undertone that's going on that album. As far as songs go, like as an album, as a one piece, Fortress, Cry of Achilles, Addicted to Pain, Bleed It Fucking Dry, yeah. Oh my God, that solo in the middle, yeah. Lover, The Uninvited, Peace is Broken, Calm the Fire, Water's Rising, where Mark sings, and the breakdown in the middle, if you can call it that, Father and the Son. Each one of these, and then Fortress at the end with the dueling guitars, with the playing off of each other. Fuck!
Chills. Fucking chills. So my songs. 2 albums is not going to be any surprise to anyone ever on the planet of ever. And it is Number 1 is Fortress. I'm going to give you a little reason why. Songs like Cry of Achilles. I don't need to say anything. Enough said. And Fortress. Song takes me back. Every time I listen to it, it takes me back to that same place. I mean, it's a dark place. It's not a good place. It's not a place you want to go. But sometimes you have to go to that place. And that's a song that takes me to that place, but then also takes me out of it as well.
Yeah.
Something about it, I'm going to listen to it after this podcast because I really just fucking dig it.
Yeah, definitely.
So definitely Fortress is my number 1 Alter Bridge. I know they've done so many, but there was something about Fortress that's just like, wow, these guys are fucking amazing, right? It's on Calm the Fire is fucking...
Song after song after sing. Oh my God, that intro.
I'm gonna do this now. I might have to mute it during editing because you know how YouTube is a sensitive faggy bitch. But I'm gonna play it because do you know what? Just talking about it, Calm the Fire. I have to hear it right now. Correction.
Yeah.
Fuck. So you might have heard that, or you might have just seen me kind of giving it the whole because I had to mute it because, you know. But if you haven't heard Calm the Fire by Alter Bridge, listen to it. If you haven't heard the Fortress album, listen to it. Anyway, my second favourite album is Jazz, AB3. AB3 for me, it's got some amazing songs. Wonderful Life is one song that really... Again, it's got, for me as a person that is extremely troublesome, damaged, struggling to find the surface. Albums like this.
Yeah. Between that and Life Must Go On.
Oh.
Those songs, especially when you're a lot younger as well and you're a fucking bag of hormones and stuff. Oh man, it speaks to you. But like between that and then like Ghost of Days Gone By, obviously that was a single. That was a heavy hitter. Oh man, I remember like learning that, tuning my guitar to that open mark tuning, you know, and you know. So yeah, AB3 is definitely where it's at. And I mean, and you guys as well, you guitar players, you try playing the Isolation riff.
Oh,
fuck,
yes, songs.
Yeah. This is hard. Yeah. Right. Okay. The first one I'm drawn towards is Bleed It Dry, because that's just got this fast fucking riff. And then that sort of jazzy section in the middle, like fucking Opeth and like Mark's solo. And it is Mark. Not even, a lot of people thought it was Miles, but that's all Mark on that one. I don't know. There's something about that song. Just the way Miles' voice over the chorus, bleed it dry, and it's here with nothing. His voice sounds so like frantic. Yeah. So it's that. Was probably one of my favorites, although I do like Water Is Rising, but I'm going to not say that, but I'm just going to say honorable mention, because that's got the down, 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 down.
That is a riff.
Yeah, man. Second, if we're going off of touchy-feely, emotional, and some of the first songs I heard before AB3, songs that mean a lot to me, it would probably be Shed My Skin off of One Day Remains. Because, man, the sound of those fucking boogie amps, they must be boogies, they just sound like boogies. You can, I don't know. So that would probably be maybe my number 2, but I love Open Your Eyes, Find the Real, Broken
All of
Wings
the above
as well. This is hard. This is like saying, you know, what's your favorite Metallica song? Yeah. It's like
trust Jazz to bring it back to Metallica on an Alter Bridge podcast.
No, but you know what I mean.
You said you'd do it.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, as I did say, there we go. This is what you subscribe for. But No, what I'm saying is like, I go, all right, the lightning, but no, auto, no fixer, no fucking sanitarium. You know, it's just like, as soon as you start thinking... It all depends. Because I'm looking at the albums
on how you feel at the time. But with Alter Bridge, there's always been two that I think I've always gone to from like... I was at college in like 2011. 2010, 2011. And those two songs have been the same ones to this day. And that is, number one, Watch Over You.
Ah, man, come on, yeah.
It's just always been with me. That it
100%.
It touches me like the same. Yeah. And the number two, not in order, not 1, 2, but the two, they're both equally as good. Is Blackbird.
Of course. Now,
I can't remember where I finished off after we went for a pee, but Blackbird for me is probably the one, because that was a song I did at my college gig, my last ever college gig. Mark Guest, if you're watching this now and listening to this, comment below how you felt when you saw and heard me do that solo. Comment below. Let us know how you felt and let everybody know how fucking amazing I was. So yeah, Blackbird did the solo. Mark, tell him how it went down. I know I made you so moist. It's just a song that, not to go too much into it because I know nobody really gives a fuck about anything about me. It was just a time where it was like, it was that time. I felt I was in this place, played this solo. Yeah. That song just has a special place, Mike. Every time I hear it, it takes me back to that time. That time was a simple time, mate. That was a time where I'd get up, I'd be so miserable and angry, like I am now, and I'd go to college, and I'd be like, I'm so angry, like I am now, but then I'd have such a good time. That's what we like.
And like Matt said, those are our two picks for today, song-wise, but Alter Bridge are just like any other band, like the Black Label thing and all that. It's like, you ask what's your favorite song, but it's like, well, what mood am I in?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if I'm looking for shred, like Blackbird.
Yeah.
There's some really shreddy songs on there.
Alter Bridge are amazing, right? I know Mark Guest.
Alter Bridge are amazing. Bringing it to like a heavenly place.
Mark Guest is going to have a big old comment on this because he's a big Alter Bridge fan. He's met Miles Kennedy.
He has. He's met the guys,
Seen a picture where he's touching him. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Yeah. Let us know down below your thoughts on Alter Bridge, what you think of them. If you don't like them, tell us. Maybe we can get Tremonti on this podcast and we'll tell him that we love him.
Oh, man. That would be... Oh, man.
This is the best place to be when you want to pick me up, when you want to just fucking chill, when you want to throw back some cocktails and not worry about your life. If there's something stressing you out, if there's something that's bothering you, if there's shit that's happening, come and listen to us. This is the place you can come to where nothing else matters. No, we're not going to talk about Metallica, Jazz. Pipe down. This is the place you can come to where you can just chill because you can listen to us. And in that hour or so that you're listening to us, life doesn't matter. All you're doing is you're listening to us, tossing back some cold ones, talking music, doing the important stuff. None of this fucking real life bollocks, okay? This is the place you want to be. And I'm honest to God, I mean that. Take this podcast out Winston Churchill style. Let's get it. Here we go.
My Majesty.
Keep going, keep going.
All you Britons who are out there in the trenches and the fields and in the air and maybe in a submarine, raise your glasses and maybe your cigars. And with that, rock out, be awesome, Majesty, and... You fucking ready or what?
And see ya!
See ya!
Goodbye, bastards!